Chapter 6. The Photographer. The next morning, Peter went out with his Spider-Man costume and his camera. When bad things happened on the streets of New York, he put his camera up high. Then Spider-Man did his good work, and the camera took the pictures. Mr. Jameson looked quickly at Peter's photos. He was the top man at the Daily Bugle newspaper. He loved the pictures, but he didn't say it. "You can have $200, he said. "That's not much," Peter answered. "OK, $300, said Mr. Jameson. "And bring me more." Peter left the newspaper building with $300, and the next day, his photo of Spider-Man was on the front of the paper. Not bad for a morning's work. All the important people at Oscorp sat around a table. Norman Osborn talked about Oscorp's good work. "Quest Aerospace is big, but we are bigger," he said. "That's great news, Norman," said one of the men. "Because of this, we are selling Oscorp." "What?" said Osborn. "Quest Aerospace is giving us a lot of money." "Why didn't you tell me?" "They didn't want a big fight, and they don't want you." "You can't do this to me," said Osborn. "I started Oscorp. I gave everything to Oscorp." "That's true," said Fargas, Osborn's number 2. "But we all want this. We're selling after the Oscorp World Unity Festival. I'm sorry, Norman." The Oscorp World Unity Festival was a street party in Times Square. Lots of families were there. Peter was there for the Daily Bugle newspaper. Fargas and the other Oscorp people watched from the first floor of a beautiful old building. Peter saw Harry and MJ there too, but not Norman Osborn. Suddenly, Peter's spider sense screamed. He heard something in the sky. Everybody looked up. It was a green goblin on a glider. Oscorp's glider. The people stopped and watched the glider. It was fantastic. The glider moved very fast through Times Square. The Green Rider laughed crazily. He moved close to Fargas, and suddenly the wall of the building exploded. Everyone screamed. Fargas and the other Oscorp people were dead. Peter looked for MJ. She wasn't dead. "But she's going to fall," thought Peter. The Green Goblin came up close to MJ and laughed crazily. He had terrible yellow eyes and teeth. But then someone in red and blue crashed into the Green Goblin with his feet. It was Spider-Man. Spider-Man went after the Green Goblin. Then Spider-Man and the Green Goblin started to fight, and the Goblin hit Spider-Man right across the street. MJ screamed, "Help! Help!" Spider-Man heard her and jumped up, but the Green Goblin crashed into him, and they both crashed into a window. The Green Goblin hit Spider-Man. Then Spider-Man jumped down near to MJ. He shot webbing at the Goblin's face. Then he pulled some parts out of the glider. Part of the glider exploded. The Green Goblin took his glider up into the sky. Suddenly, MJ screamed again. Spider-Man jumped down to her. He shot webbing onto a building and pulled her into his arms. He was just in time. He shot more webbing and moved from building to building with MJ in his arms. MJ wasn't frightened. It was so exciting. He left her in a garden on top of a building. "Wait!" she called.
Who are you?
You know me. I'm Spider-Man. And then he wasn't there.